So how is it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of 10 awesome mods to download. This is actually the third episode of 10 awesome mods, and I plan to do this weekly, but I just couldn't get around to doing it every single week. So we're going to be bringing it back for an episode here today. Hopefully I can start doing this a little bit more frequently, similar to the 5 awesome mod series that I have. And as always, if you guys do enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like down below. That lets me know that you do want to see more videos similar to this one in the future. But enough talking, jumping straight into today's video with the first mod, and this is known as the Moser family rifle pack, and this was actually made by Coverdonga and then ported over to the consoles by Pimply Pete. The mod itself, while adds the Moser 98 rifle to the game's leveled list, which means that you can find off enemies, certain merchants will be selling it as well. You can actually find 2 of these in the root cellar of Sanctuary. One will be the extremely overpowered version, and one will be the standard balanced version. The rifle itself is very high quality, as you can see by the gameplay in the background. The reload animations seem a little bit buggy from time to time, but that's definitely okay to deal with, and also comes with a crap ton of customization, to which you can actually convert the weapon from the GUA 98 to the Car 98AZ or the Car 98K, so you can sort of switch it between 3 different weapons with the actual customization that the weapon does have. In general, if you are a fan of weapon mods in Fallout 4, this is definitely one that you are going to want to check out. And while we're still on the subject of weapons, the next 2 mods are pretty awesome as well. The first one being Alert Carry Lower Your Weapons, and this is pretty much the console versions of the popular PC mod known as Lowered Weapons, but made for the consoles by Alex Bull UK. The mod itself pretty much does exactly what it says. When you're pretty much not aiming down the sight or firing it, it will then lower your weapon down into, I guess, an alert carry pose. And this just adds to the immersion of Fallout 4. I mean, it allows for much better immersion than rudely pointing your rifle in people's faces as you speak to them. In general, the mod seems to work great. With some bigger type of weapons, it does look kind of weird sometimes, but in general, it is great for those of you out there who do like immersion mods. One thing to mention, of course, this does not work with melee weapons, but it does work with all non-melee weapons. That includes weapons found in the Ultima Throne, as well as the Far Harbor DLC expansion, and also works as well when you're inside of Power Armor. Aside from this, there really isn't too much left to say about the mod, apart from, well, it's a great immersion mod, and it definitely is one for you guys to check out. And for the second weapon mod, or the second mod that I mentioned just before this one, this is also another mod made by Coverdonga. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, dude. But this is the Remington Model 1858 revolver. As with most weapon mods in the game, this weapon has been added to the leveled list. So again, you can simply find this off enemies, certain merchants can be selling it, or if you want to get it straight away, you can simply go to the root cellar of Sanctuary and it will be lying on top of the bed. Again, there'll be 2 versions. One is the extremely overpowered version, for whichever reason if you want to use that one, and one would be the standard balanced version. The mod itself doesn't really come with too many customization options, but that's sort of given with the type of weapon that it is. But it is a very high quality weapon. It looks awesome. The reload animation seems to work perfectly fine, and it is actually really powerful. But again, if you are using the standard version, it's also very balanced as well. So another awesome weapon mod. If you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Link down in the description below, or alternatively, you can search for all of these on the mods menus. Now this next mod is really cool, and it's known as Marlborough Mansion Playhome, and this was actually by the real Eleonora, and this essentially adds a brand new playhome into the game. The mod itself completely overhauls an area very close to the Hallucinogen Inc. building, so this is the exact location for it on your map, just in case you guys were wondering, and it pretty much overhauls it into this small, very luxurious playhome. And I have to say, this looks really cool. You can see here by the interior just how well done this mod actually is. From the sheer amount of stuff that's in the area, a lot of it is static items that you sort of can't interact with just to make it look better, which I personally think is a great thing about this. I mean, the static items really bring it to life in a sense. And not only that, this comes with a bunch of features, from custom music, there's actually workstations in there such as the weapon workbench, the chemistry station and stuff like that. The bed actually gives you the well rested bonus. There's tons of these mini saves for unique storage, just in case you want to store any items in some really cool looking saves. There's also a mirror in the bathroom which allows you to change your appearance, which is a huge feature about this as well. There's a terminal there for playing holotapes. There's bobblehead shelves and magazine racks for you to store those in as well. And even a day and night cycle, which means the lighting changes depending on the time of day inside of the house itself, which is a really cool feature about this as well. So in general, very cool, filled with a bunch of features, and definitely one I suggest you guys try out if you are into player home mods. And sort of to fit this nicely as well, another mod that you can sort of do what's been done with this mod with is the Dino's Decorations. And this is essentially a clutter arrangement mod for your settlements, brought to you by Wild Dinosaurs. That's the official mod author's name, of course. And it pretty much allows you to add 31 different clutter arrangements, ranging from kitchen stuff, from lab tools to office space, to a bunch of things like, you know, random sort of crates with stuff surrounding it, such as the ammo box with a bunch of ammo surrounding it, and just a crazy amount of clutter that you can apply as static objects. And the whole sort of idea of this is to make your settlements look a little bit more lived in, you know, similar to the Marlborough Mansion there, with a lot of the static stuff that's around to make it look better. This is essentially the same thing, but you can actually do it yourself this time. And this really allows to make for some crazy looking settlements. Now the gameplay in the background doesn't do it justice. You know, I'm really bad with settlements and I just didn't have time to actually, you know, set up a place and I dive really deep into this specific mod and sort of create a really cool area. But I'm sure you guys out there can make some really cool stuff using this mod. I'll throw up a couple of images and stuff like that out of what you can do, and just in general, it's something to add to your settlement building in Fallout 4, and personally I think it's really cool and definitely worth showing you guys. And if you're looking for a little bit of fun in the wasteland, this one isn't going to tailor to all of you guys, but this is known as the car launcher, and it's this really fun and cool idea using the Fat Man, which is a brand new attachment for the Fat Man. Now once you have downloaded and installed the mod, you can simply apply it at any weapon workbench, and as the title suggests, you can literally launch cars at people, whether it's generic vehicles, a freaking bulldozer, a Vault-Tec van. This one will allow you to launch them using the Fat Man, and it's just this really sort of satisfying feeling watching a vehicle go flying into the air and just exploding on someone. I don't know why it's fun, but it is, and I had a blast using it. So if you are into fun mods, it's definitely one I suggest you guys check out. And that goes the same as well with the Ultima Throne. And Ultima Throne is a mod that I tested out and had fun with on stream the other day, but I want to feature it in this video anyway as sort of a bit of an honorable mention, I guess, because I know not all of you guys like to tune into the streams, but this is pretty much an alternative sort of weird style of transport, I guess. And what this actually is a chair on top of SentryBot legs, which you can ride around like you're driving a car. That is pretty much the mod, and as crazy as that sounds, I had a lot of fun using this. Like, it was sort of like you're driving a vehicle around. Unfortunately, you cannot teleport with it, which kind of pissed me off a little bit, because that means that you do have to ride it wherever you want to go, and you know, the thing doesn't really go too fast. But it is fun to use. It's one of those things that you can sort of leave at Sanctuary, or if you really want to take it all the way across the wasteland, feel free to do so. But it's one that I would personally use just to mess around with around Sanctuary from time to time, and again, just have a little bit of fun with. So check out Ultima Throne if you like the idea of this, as another fun mod that you guys can use. Another mod that I was also going around with on stream is the Judgement Armor, and this really is a very cool set of armor that has been brought to you guys by Ladria. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the mod author right there, but essentially this adds again the Judgement Armor into the game. But not only that, it also adds as well the Judgement Pistol, and it's all based around the Reckon armor from Mass Effect 3. To get the armor on the pistol, you'll need to go to the new location and kill the NPC who is wearing it. Now the NPC is extremely powerful, has a crap ton of health, and won't back down, so just make sure that you go prepared to the fight. And once you do kill the NPC, you can simply pick up the Judgement Helmet, the Judgement Outfit, as well as the Judgement Pistol. Again, this is just a really cool and devastating looking piece of armor. Like, you genuinely look like a badass when wearing it, which is one of the many reasons why I wanted to share it with you guys today. But next up, we have another weapon mod for you guys, and this is the M2019 PKD Detective Special, That Gun. And this is another mod made by Doombased himself. A little bit of a description here from the actual mod author states that the weapon is shrouded in mystery. Not much is known about its origins or even what its real name is. Some people call it the PKD, and some people call it the M2019 Blaster or the Detective Special. Whatever the real name of the weapon is, most people in the wasteland simply know it as that gun. I guess that's where it got that gun title from the description there. The weapon itself can be found on top of the mass fusion containment shed, and essentially to get it, you'll want to go to the side of the building, hop on top of the pipe, then jump on top of the air conditioner, and then eventually on it to the side of the roof, and you'll find it right there lying on the ground on the roof itself. As with most of the weapon mods on the channel, this is very high quality, comes with some of its own unique customizations, and is pretty balanced in terms of pistols within Fallout 4. And it's just one of those really cool weapon mods that have been made by Doom based, and as many of you guys may know, this guy has brought a lot of really cool weapon mods that I have featured on the channel before. And for the final mod of the video, this is known as Personal Teleportation Device. And this was actually brought to you by Safety Maiden, and as the title suggests, it literally acts as your own personal teleportation device, which allows you to customize up to 22 locations to instantly teleport to. Whether you're inside of a building and you want to go ahead and set it as one of the points to teleport to in a very specific location in the building, you could still teleport to it when you're outside of the building. So it works with in and out of buildings, works when teleporting into power armor and out of power armor, so you can set it as a location as well. And it really allows for this easier sort of navigation and teleportation or transportation within the game in general. And all of those sort of little nitty gritty areas that you wish you could teleport to, you can now do so using this mod. To get started, simply craft yourself the Corsair chip and the activator at any nearby chemistry station. Once done, go into your aid section, then bookmark or hotkey the activator to any section of your hotkey bar, and this just makes things so much quicker when actually getting into the Corsair chip menus and you're just teleporting in general. So once you've hotkeyed it or bookmarked it, simply, when you're moving around, you can then go ahead and bring up your hotkey bar and very quickly access the activator, and this will then very quickly bring you to the Corsair chip menus. Now in the menus, you'll see a lot of things such as home, temp, last. You can simply go ahead and enter the setup menu and then select home, and that will pretty much have a location set for you where you're standing as your home location. So whenever you go ahead and leave the area and go into a completely different one, when you bring up the activator again and go into the menus again, simply hit home and you'll then teleport to where you set the home location to. Same thing works as well with the temp location. You can do the same thing again, just go into the setup menu wherever you're standing. When you select temp, it will now save that as the temp location, and you can then go ahead and teleport there with absolute ease. And the same again with the ones that are listed at the very bottom, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are random locations, but when you select these in the setup menu, wherever you are standing, it's going to save that as a location, and it works again very easily. Like you can see here now, I've set one in Diamond City, and I've also set one as well not too far from the macro fish packing plant, and I can just teleport to these specific locations with absolute ease. So it really is a great way of teleportation or transportation, and in my opinion was worth a look, and definitely one for you guys to check out. And that is pretty much it for the video. That is 10 awesome mods to download right now on the console versions. If you do want to check out the previous 2 episodes that I've done, I will leave a link in the description down below to the other 2 videos, as well as the console mods playlist that I do based around the 5 awesome mods to download series that I do here. I'd say about 2 or 3 times a week is what I try to aim for when getting those videos out. But as always, if you do enjoy these 10 awesome mods to download videos, be sure to leave a like down below. That will let me know that you do want to see more videos similar to this in the future. As always, subscribe if you guys are new around for videos similar to this, and I'll catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.